Hello and welcome to another Volcanoids video. This video is a tutorial for the new paint tool that comes as a part of the drawship customization update and is divided into 3 levels: beginner, intermediate and advanced. Also at the end of this video, I would like to cover more ways that you can come up with ideas and share them with the community. So let's start with the basics. First thing, we need to get the paint tool, which can be produced in the table in the section tools or in the production station. That is up to you. Next thing, we are going to fix the walls so that we can get a better look on the drawship. Then take the tool and click left mouse button. Now we are in the spectator mode that allows you to just look around the drawship, and you change the designs by clicking different colors. The structure of the designs is always the same. You have decal on the back, detail on the front, and also if you go inside, you can see details on the wall and on the floor. It's the same for all the designs, it's just different details, so feel free to check them out. Last thing to cover is that if you install a new segment, it might have a different color than the one that you have chosen. The reason is that every time you add the segment, it will get the first paint job in a row. So all you have to do is equip the paint tool and then select the color of your choice. That's all. And now let's move on to the intermediate level. In this section, we would like to teach you how to edit existing designs. So let's enter the paint job menu again, click advanced, and you can see that you have a lot more to work with. Now let's cover the navigation buttons that allow you to change focus of the camera. And since the drawship is quite small, you can use interior views that allow you to get a better look at your designs from the inside of the ship. So let's get back to the exterior. And at this point, you need to make sure that you have the right paint job selected, because if I would be doing any changes here, you wouldn't see anything because the green one is not applied on the drawship. So click the blue, and each paint job is a group of coatings and decals. The coatings are like the main color, main hull color, and the decals are different details placed on the exterior and interior of the ship. Now let's get back to the coatings and edit the color. So let's say I'll go with, I don't know, something like an orange color. Then I can play with the saturation and also the value to get some darker values, or if you go above 1, it becomes emissive. So if you want something brighter, you can go a little bit above 1, but don't overdo it. Then you have metalness that helps to create quite interesting designs. And for example, with setting the values like this, you can get a silver drawship. Also, if you are not happy with what you have, you can always use the undo button like this. Now let's move on to the decals. So let's say I want to change the color. So I will select the front and I want red color, a bit darker. And now, since I want the colors on the exterior to be consistent, I'm going to copy the value, go to the back and select the back decal and paste the value. So now it's like this. And let's say that I would like to change the design completely. So I will again select the front and click browse. Now the front of the drawship is quite specific. So you have gallery that's dedicated only to the front of the ship. And with the front, it's a lot about experimenting. So just keep selecting different designs until you have something that you like. Or you can also go to the basic shapes that are also quite symmetrical, and there might be something that you like too. So let's go with, I don't know, like this circle. And for the back, it's quite similar. So let's go browse. You have again specialized gallery. So we can go with something more like this. And that's all for the exterior. And let's edit the interior as well. So I'll just go to the center bottom, and I want to have something more art-like on the ground. So let's go to the art gallery and select this. And I would like to have something different on the walls. So again, specialized gallery. So let's go with Art Deco designs. Now let's exit. And let's check the results. So we have it on the floor, walls, and it's the same for both segments. So this is about it that you need to know for editing the existing paint jobs. And let's get to the advanced stuff. Until now, you were working mainly with stuff that was kind of prepared for you. But in this section, you will learn how to create designs of your own. You'll also see how to apply more than one paint job to a single drawship, which will allow you to get the most out of this drawship customization feature. So let's get back into the advanced view. Select the paint job that is currently applied to the entire drawship. And let's focus on the coatings. You can create a group of coatings that has different colors and different settings, and it allows you to create a lot of crazy stuff where you can work with the offsets and different tiling setups. You can even use gradient to make an interesting blend of colors, but this is a lot about trial and error and a lot of experimenting. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to work with two colors that are going to be blue and yellow to create a drawship that has two color sections. Okay, I forgot the metalness, and I want the tiling to be exactly half like this. And you can actually see that even the turrets are applied or affected by this coating setting. You have upper part that's blue and then lower part that's yellow. Now, this is all for the coating, and we are moving on to the next section. There is a lot that you can achieve with decals, and that covers everything from drawship-wide decal compositions to little details inside the drawship. So let's go to the decals section, and every paint job can have only 4 decals. So I'm going to delete these two, and I'm going to keep the back and front of the drawship since those are kind of like iconic for the exterior. And I'm going to make a new decal by clicking the plus. And to place the decal, you have to click the surface anywhere on the ship, and if you hold the left mouse button, it will just like reposition the decal anywhere you point. Now, once you do the first placement, any adjustments should be done or need to be done in the settings. And do not click again to reposition the decal, because if you do rotation or position, it will reset those settings. Now, the plan for this decal is to have scales on the surface of the entire drawship. So I'm going to choose interior and the scales. Now I'm going to change the overlay to be 0 to kind of show the dirt and also the scratches. We'll boost up the value a little bit. Now let's reset the scale to be symmetrical, and we'll do 90 rotation to follow the flow of the drawship. To make sure that the scales cover entire hull, I will use the repeat setting to kind of cover the whole surface. And the decal is not reaching the bottom, so I need to boost up the Z scale a lot. So now it's everywhere, but you could say, well, but there's this weird stretching, and you're right, but it's always kind of going to be there in this kind of effects. So what you can do is kind of decide the main view that you want to go with. And since you as a player will probably see it like this most of the times, you can just like reposition the decal like this, and then again update the rotation. So now it kind of covers well the surface. It's still broken on the top, but again, that's like the sacrifice for this view. And now we have drawship wide decal on the entire drawship. You might want to have the main or the exterior decals to be above the main pattern, and you can do it just by drag and dropping and changing the position on the line, and this will actually set the higher priority for the exterior decals. Now let's make the interior one. So let's focus on the front of the ship, go to center bottom, and the idea is that we will make something nice around the frame. So let's go to the art and use this scuba diver. And again, we have stretching on the floor, so let's adjust the Z scale to kind of try to minimize it as much as possible. We'll also adjust the scale like this to make it a bit smaller and reposition it to fit the light. Okay, I think it works well. Another thing that kind of slipped my mind is that for the exterior detail, if you don't want to see it inside a dropship, every decal has layers it affects. So let's say that I want the inside of the dropship to be just full color. I can uncheck the interior layer and now it's not applied at all, and it's actually only on the outside. As you can see, using just one paint job puts lots of limits on the dropship design. So let's use multiple paint jobs to fix the scaling problem and improve the dropship visual. So I'm going to go back into the paint job menu, and the plan is to make a copy of the paint job that we are using. Let's rename it to Scales 2 and go to the Apply section where you define how paint jobs are going to be applied on the dropship. You can either click these buttons to apply the paint job in a group, or you can just keep clicking the areas where you want the paint job to be applied, which is what we are going to do. So I'm just going to click this wing, then go back to decals, reposition the scales, fix the rotation, and now you can see that the scaling problem was fixed. So let's go back to apply and manually put the new paint job variant into all areas that have the scaling problem. So now, as you can see, we have pretty much fixed the scaling issue just by using a second paint job. So you can see that we still have a lot of paint jobs that are not applied anywhere. So let's say that I want the front to be black, then the copper paint job will be applied on the tips of the wings, like this. And that, for instance, these frames should be yellow, like that. Also keep in mind that now we have, let's say, 5 different paint jobs applied on this dropship, and every one of them has their own 4 decals. So if you want to play even more with the design, you can actually apply different details, or even, like, let's say, these decal structures on every different paint job that you have on the ship. Another thing that we can focus at are these turret modules, because turret module is a deployable module, meaning that it has exterior, interior, and so-called guts part. Now, you could say that, well, I want the turrets to be more visible. So you can select the red paint job, uncheck exterior and interior, and just click each turret to apply this red paint job to. You could also just say paint guts, and every single module that can be deployed would have this red paint job applied. The final adjustments that we are going to do to this design will be that we are going to make the interior of the dropship with this red paint job. So we are going to use this group apply, go through every segment, and that's pretty much it. So as you can see, if I close the turret, the pattern fits. If I go inside, all works as expected. So this pretty much sums up all the features you can use in the game to customize your dropship. Well, it might look a bit overwhelming at start, but the more you customize your dropship, the better designs you will get over time. And Now let's move on to next topic, which is finding the inspiration for designs and setting the base idea for your dropship visual. One thing that works very well is to first decide what you want to achieve. So to get you started, you can actually download the dropship blueprints from Balconoid's Discord and start experimenting on paper or in MS Paint. Once you have a solid design base, jump into the game and let's see if you can recreate it. Once you have an idea or created a ship design, please share it with the community on the Volcanoids Discord. There is a channel called Ship Design Ideas, and a lot of players have already posted a lot of cool stuff. It can be anything from just a photo of a car or fully painted dropship blueprint. Maybe somebody will take inspiration from your idea and actually create it in the game. It also helps us developers to see what community would like to see in the game, and it gives us better ideas for content to be added in the future updates. We hope that you'll enjoy this update, and we are looking forward to see what you'll come up with. Bye bye.